All right, guys, how's it going? This is Matt Kowalis from Detroit Sports Bettors, and we are now in week 9 of the NFL season. The theme for week 9 is definitely the bounce back because we had our first negative week on the YouTube series, finishing 1-4. Not a good week at all, but luckily we were 25-7 heading into week 8. So we are now 26-11. Okay. Again, looking to bounce back. And I have to shout out some of you guys in the comment section because you were trying to turn me on to the Tennessee Titans. And I just couldn't do it. I was on the Colts through and through. But I got to say, if you guys were watching that game, there was probably 3 or 4 times you were incredibly nervous because Carson Wentz and the Colts just gave that game away and gave that game away. And honestly, the rest of my picks, though, just not good. The Chargers played terrible. The Steelers were like the only one that came through, won that game outright. And then the Lions, they're back to being blacklisted for sure. I think that part of that is just me being from the Detroit area, wanting to see the local team win. And yeah, definitely not doing that again because every time it seems like they're in a good spot, they absolutely get rolled. But it is what it is. It's looking like the Lions are the worst team in the league right now, but we're used to it. So, again, we're going on to week 9 for the Detroit Sports Bettors YouTube series. If this is the only spot you are following Detroit Sports Bettors, please check us out on Facebook. We have around 7,000 members in a community giving picks, plays, opinions, discussions every single day. It's not like any of the other Facebook groups you've seen. It's clean, it's informative, it's educational. We aim to help those who want to get better at sports gambling, okay? And then in addition to that, we have the Twitter, which is Detroit Bettors. We have the podcast on Apple and Spotify. And Detroit Sports Bettors is an official partner with DraftKings Sportsbook. Okay, I have a Twitter, Konanis Picks. I opened it last week. And on my personal Twitter, I can give picks, plays, everything for sports books of all different kinds. So I'll always be posting the best odds. I'll be doing same game parlays with that as well. Because as you know, if you shop around, sometimes you can get better odds with same game parlays, with picks, plays, a little bit of everything. So have my Twitter as well. So let's get right into today because I'm definitely excited to talk some football, talk some week 9, because again, I am looking to bounce back this week. And we are starting off with the Cleveland Browns going on the road to face off against the Cincinnati Bengals. Right now, this is a -2.5 spread for the Cincinnati Bengals, and that is exactly where I'm going to be going in this one. Both teams are coming off a loss. The Cincinnati Bengals on the road at the hands of the New York Jets. Yeah, that one hurts real bad. And then you have the Cleveland Browns who lost at home to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cleveland Browns are just really, really struggling to get that offense going. 27 points in the last 2 games. And then in addition to that, both teams are 4-4 against the spread this season. So not a ton of wiggle room there. And then also both teams are very similar defensively. The Browns give up around 3.5 yards per carry on the ground, and the Bengals give up around 3.9. Through the air, the Browns average 220 yards per game, and then the Bengals average giving up 266. So again, very comparable. I think this game is going to come down on the offensive end. Who's able to move the football more? Who's able to produce the big plays? And for me, I have to side with the Cincinnati Bengals. We're talking about Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. This is an offense with a lot of weapons. And even last week, they didn't have trouble scoring. They had trouble stopping the football and stopping the Jets from scoring. And honestly, more than anything, I think they were just caught off guard. When these teams ride these extreme highs, you can get knocked off pretty easy. And we've talked about this, Tennessee losing to the Jets, Cincinnati losing to the Jets. These are teams, Tennessee is up at the top of the AFC again. These are 2 top teams in the AFC. But when you're riding highs like that, you are due for a letdown game, and they do happen, and it's a good place to bet. I don't think many people had the Jets plus 11.5 last week. I know I didn't. It crossed my mind, but it's just a tough pick to make. But again, something to keep in the back of your mind going forward. Okay, but again, this Bengals team is averaging around 27.5 points per game when the Cleveland Browns have faced a tough opponent like the Cardinals, like the Chargers. The Cardinals scored 37 on the Cleveland Browns, and the Chargers scored 47 on the Cleveland Browns. So again, I think this comes down to the offensive side of the football. Both teams are looking to bounce back. This game is in Cincinnati, so I like that. And then also, I do expect this game to be a dogfight. I like this -2.5, but if it moves to Cleveland +3.5, then you might have a nice little middle there, and I might just play both sides of it because, again, I think this one's going to be close, but I think Cincinnati is very capable of winning this by at least a field goal. So I'm going to be on Cincinnati -2.5 in this one. Moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs at home against the Green Bay Packers. Right now, that is a -1 spread for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I will be on the +1 side for the Green Bay Packers. And again, for me, tying in the Cleveland Browns with the Kansas City Chiefs here, there's just too much going on to fix in 1 week. Another point that I had with the Cleveland Browns was the whole locker room drama too right now with OBJ, with Baker Mayfield, with OBJ's dad and Baker Mayfield. Just not what Cleveland needs right now. And again, it's going to take longer than 1 week to fix this. With the Kansas City Chiefs, you watched them on Monday Night Football yesterday. It was absolutely brutal. Patrick Mahomes just does not look like himself. They are trying to force the ball down the field way too much. They're trying to hit those big home run plays every single time, like last year, like the year prior. And defenses are doing a good job on Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. They really need a third receiver to come out. They need the running game to come out a little bit more. And honestly, they just need Patty Mahomes to start making some better plays. You know, there are plenty of times in the Chiefs versus Giants game. You know, the Chiefs won 20-17 at home against the New York Giants. That's just brutal. But again, plenty of times in that game, I saw Patty Mahomes trying to stretch the field, and I saw the guy underneath open for 4, 5, 6, 7 yards. You know, you need to take those plays to soften the defense up. You need to run a little more screens. I haven't seen a ton of Kansas City Chiefs screens as of late. So again, I think their play calling needs to improve. I think Patty Mahomes needs to make better decisions. And I also think the Kansas City Chiefs as a team need to start playing better. And I don't think it's going to happen in this game. You know, again, this is the Green Bay Packers. This is Aaron Rodgers. They're getting back Allen Lazard. They're getting back Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And then Devontae Adams, he was still out today, but he just needs to have 2 negative COVID tests in a 24-hour period, which he should be able to do. And, you know, that is a matchup nightmare for the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, Devontae Adams, they are probably, in my eyes, the worst defense in all of football. They've honestly been embarrassing. Yes, Chris Jones is back. They just made a trade for Melvin Ingram, but this isn't the Melvin Ingram of 3 or 4 years ago on the LA Chargers. You know, this is a 6th-round pick. They traded a 6th-round pick for Melvin Ingram, you know. Do I think he can give a little pass rush, a little boost? Yes. But is he a difference maker? No. This defense is still terrible. They have a lot that they are going to need to do and adjust to make any difference. You know, Tyrann Mathieu is not the same guy as old. Tyrann Mathieu is one of my favorite players all time, but, you know, you can easily get mismatches on him if you align a receiver to him, if you align a tight end to him, and then even coming up in the run game, I don't believe he's what he once was. So this defense is very susceptible. I do not think this team, I think they'll still find a way to make the playoffs, but this team has a lot of issues this season, and I don't think it's going to be the Kansas City team of old. So because of that, I'm going to be on the Green Bay Packers +1. Again, Aaron Rodgers is just playing too good of football right now. That Kansas City defense cannot stop anyone. They couldn't stop a high school team rushing the football right now. And now they're going against that boy, Aaron Jones. So it is going to be a tough night for the Kansas City Chiefs. But another play that I like from that game, and I know this is high and you don't see me do a lot of over-unders, but I like that over 54. I think this is going to be an absolute shootout. Kansas City truly has their backs against the wall. They can obviously still score points. You know, I think they're going to be able to move the football, especially after that embarrassing performance against the New York Giants. And then again, they have one of the worst defenses in all of football going against the Green Bay Packers. I think Green Bay is going to be able to score at least 28, 31, 34 points here. So I think this game is trending over. In addition to that, like I said, Kansas City backs against the wall. They need this win bad. And then Green Bay too. Anytime you're going to Kansas City, you're going to get up for that game. You're going to get up for that game. Look at how look at how anyone plays Kansas City this season. So again, I'm going to be on the Green Bay Packers +1, and I also like that over 54. And someone to check out would definitely be those Aaron Jones props, because I think Aaron Jones is an absolute matchup nightmare for the Kansas City Chiefs. Moving on, and I know I said I would potentially blacklist this team, but I'm not going to do it. Lions, yes, Lions are blacklisted, but this time, so the Philadelphia Eagles are at home going against the LA Chargers, and the LA Chargers are not blacklisted for me. I'm going right back to the Chargers at -1. Some of y'all might hate it. I can understand it because they definitely let us down. But I mean, last week they were 4-2 against the spread. They're 4-3 against the spread now. They've had 2 embarrassing showings in a row. And I just think this team is too good to lose 3 games in a row. You know, they're a -1 spread going against the Philadelphia Eagles on the road. This is basically a pick'em. And I just can't take this LA Chargers to lose 3 games in a row. You know, the Eagles have beaten the Falcons, Panthers, and Lions this season. I would put the Chargers above all 3 of those teams. And then in addition to that, anytime the Eagles have gone against a better offense or a better team in general, like the Cowboys, Chiefs, Bucks, and Raiders. So listen, Cowboys put up 41, Chiefs put up 42, Bucks put up 28, and the Raiders put up 33. To me, this is a huge overreaction for the Philadelphia Eagles after beating a Lions team 44-6. The Eagles are 0-3 at home this year, and it's not like they've lost to amazing teams. Like, they've lost to the San Francisco 49ers, which the San Fran looks better as of late, but still, like, you know, they lost 17-11. Just, I don't know. I'm just not with this Eagles team. I think they have a lot of trouble. Yes, I totally understand the LA Chargers have one of the worst rushing defenses in all of football. But another question is, are the Eagles even going to run the football? They don't have, yes, they ran a lot against the Lions last week, but the Lions were just atrocious. You know, if the Eagles get down to this LA Chargers team who have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Jared Cook, Austin Eckler. Yeah, I know you're probably tired of me saying that every single week. But again, this team is incredibly talented, and you know, I'm just going to be on the Chargers here. I do think that this could climb. You know, if you could get a Chargers -1 and the Eagles +3 or +3.5 or tease it or something like that, I think that's a good opportunity. And I think this game could move going up until Sunday. I really do. Because again, I record these on Tuesdays. I record these shortly after the Monday Night Football, the mornings after. And then I use Typedo, so it takes a while to upload and everything like that. But again, I do expect this to climb moving to Sunday. So again, I'm going to be on the Chargers -1 here. Very big game for them on the road. Justin Herbert, the better quarterback. They have the better receiving core. They really do have the better everything except for a couple areas on defense. So again, I'm going to be on the Chargers -1 in this one. Moving on, and we have a rivalry game as the New Orleans Saints are at home against the Atlanta Falcons. The Saints just got some news that Jameis Winston will be out for the season. They also got news that Michael Thomas will be sitting out the rest of the season. That son of a bitch. I have him in so many of my fantasy teams, just hoping I could slide him in. But that didn't work out. It was a very rough week for me in fantasy with Derrick Henry going. I went all in on Derrick Henry this year because everyone's like, oh, he can't repeat. Well, you're right. He got hurt or else he would have repeated. And I literally tried stacking him on every single team that I could have had. So I had him go down, and I had Michael Thomas in 3 leagues as well. I just like those high upside value guys that you can get late who come in late in the season. Didn't work out this time, but my strategy will remain the same. But again, so Jameis Winston out for the season. They're going to be starting either Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill. Either one don't really bother me. You know, I'm going to be on the Falcons +6 in this one. For one, it's a rivalry game. Saints coming off that big high against the Tampa Bay Bucks. I even think the Falcons have a chance to win this outright. They could sneak up on the Saints and get this one. Again, this is one that there's not a ton of science to it. If you look at the Atlanta Falcons right now, they just lost to Carolina. Calvin Ridley came out and said that he's dealing with some mental health issues, and he needs to kind of get right, which I can understand. I respect that. You know, go do your thing, get right. And because again, with the NFL, if your head's not in it, you're not going to be playing 100%. You're not going to be making a ton of plays for your team. So you need to be right to be playing in this league. So I totally get it. And then in addition to that, I also like the Atlanta +6 because if you look at the total, it's 42. It's a very low total. And I honestly like the under in this game. I really do. And then two, when you have low totals like that, in the realm of the 40, 41, 42, there's not a lot of points to be scored. And having a +6 spread, if Atlanta goes out and gets 14, 17 points, they could very well cover this spread, especially if they get 17. If they get 20, I think they cover it no problem. So I think 20 is that magic number here. And I think Atlanta can go out, they can get 17. I think they can get 20 because, again, I think the Saints are in one of those letdown spots, And again, the Atlanta Falcons have lost 3 games in a row. So two, when you've lost 3 games in a row like that, I really think you're going to come out, you're going to play hard, you're going to fight till the end. And once again, I am on the Atlanta Falcons +6 in this rivalry game on the road against the New Orleans Saints. All right. And those are the picks in place for today. I do have one more pick because I really did like this pick, but it's going to be Monday Night Football. So again, if you guys are not in the Detroit Sports Bettors Facebook page, I write articles every Monday, every Thursday. I do some NBA ones, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes as well. And then again, on my personal Twitter, I will be posting. But right now, I know I'm on the opposite side here. I like the Chicago Bears at +7 going against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And again, I'm not going to dive into this and tell you exactly why. Tune in on Monday night and read my article because I do a full breakdown. I do player props. I even do TD props, little bit of everything. But for me, I'm liking the Bears +7 in this one. Again, I think it's a good letdown spot for the Steelers. Steelers not that good of a team, and they've been playing pretty well. I think it's a good spot for them to get snuck up on or at least cover a +7 spread. I think that's pretty good. So again, let's recap all of our picks and plays for week 9, the bounce back special. We're starting off with the Cincinnati Bengals -2.5 at home against the Cleveland Browns. Then we have the Packers +1 on the road going against the Kansas City Chiefs. From there, we have the LA Chargers -1 on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles. Then we have the Atlanta Falcons +6 on the road against the New Orleans Saints. And then finishing off with the Monday night special, I have the Bears +7 on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, and don't forget, I like that Kansas City and Green Bay over 54 for that matchup. Okay, so those are the picks in place for this week. Again, looking for that bounce back. We need it. We are 26-11 on the year. Again, please check out Detroit Sports Bettors on all forms of content. Follow me at Konanis Picks on Twitter. I give picks, plays, SGPs of all different sports books. So please check that out. I try and give something at least every day, every other day. And again, just like having sports discussions with everyone. So again, week 9 picks and plays. Let's get it this week. Again, needing this bounce back. Put your own picks and plays below. I appreciate you guys. And I am Matt Kowalis, and I am out. I'll see you guys next week. Good luck.